Hello, crafty friends. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Gina with Gigi's Crafty Hands. Today, I'm going to do another grapevine. This one is going to be, it's going to have a boho theme to it. So I had this sign, I had a plan, but I'm not sure if I'm going to even use the sign. To me, the sign is too bright. It doesn't have a boho feel. So what I decided to do is add everything that I want to add first, and then I'm going to see if the sign kind of goes with it, or if I need to make another sign to go with my whole theme. But we are going to get started on this. I wanted the whole peacock theme. I have ribbon, feathers, like I have a bunch of stuff that I want to put in it. So boho is not really my forte. It's not something that I do very often, but I wanted to give it a shot, and let's just see how it goes. So let's get started. If you are new to my channel and you like what you see, feel free to let me know in the comments. Feel free to give me a follow or subscribe. I guess this isn't Facebook. It's YouTube now. It's still new to me. So I wanted this in the background kind of coming off. So I'm going to tie this on. And of course I forgot to bring some of my supplies over here. So let me grab just real quick a couple of pipe cleaners. I'll grab 2. And I'm going to grab some zip ties too, because sometimes I use those. So I'm just going to grab a few and have them over here in my reach. Okay, sorry about that. So I am just going to start by putting this down. Hopefully the new setup you guys can see. So I think I'm going to use a zip tie for this. And before I do that, actually, because I'm going to be zip tying some of this in too. So let me just go ahead and cut a couple of these off. So the whole thing is not going to be all rustic, and there's going to be color in it. So there's going to be different shades of greenery along with all the rustic feel to it all. So I think I'm going to do that. And let me see which one is. They're all pretty much the same. So I'm going to zip tie this into it too. And another one. And they don't want to let go of each other. Oh my Lord. Okay. That's enough. There we go. So I'm going to do that. And I may end up just gluing this one. Or let's see. Maybe I might be able to get them all. Yeah, I can get them all. and then I'll glue the rest in. So I'm just going to take a zip tie and go under a few branches here and try to find the other end of it. I may have to move this. Let's see, maybe try going this way. Okay, I got it. Just zip that down. So I have just a little bit of a start. That's what I'm starting with. And I'm gonna put one of these, actually, let me see. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do this one right here. I'm gonna go up towards the top, or at the top with this. And I'm gonna do the same thing. Both these short ones I'll do. So let's these ones I'm probably not going to zip tie. I am just going to put some glue down in there. And I'm also going to put some glue over this zip tie. Not a whole bunch, just a little bit. And then this one, right now what I'm doing is I'm just forming my grapevine with my greenery that I want to get the shape of my grapevine with. So I'm forming it to get the shape I want. Oh my gosh, these want to cling to everything. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue. And I'm gonna go right up here. And it's gonna end up kind of hanging down a little bit, which is what I want. And I wanna mix in some of these. There, lovely. That's exactly what I want. Now this other long piece, I'm going to bring down back to the bottom. So like I said, this is just me forming the base and getting the shape that I want for my grapevine. Let me bend that a little bit. So I'm going to come down here towards the bottom, and I'm going to put this in at the bottom. Just stick that right in there. I do wish that I had a little bit more of this, but this is, I love the draping down greenery look. If I did have some more, I would put a couple more pieces up here, but I'm not going to worry about it because that's just the first layer. That is just the first layer. So I'm going to come in with some of these. And I'm going to come behind, since I didn't put it in first, I'm going to come behind and stick those in. Just to add some glue. And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. So what you do to the top, oops, sorry, out of frame here. What you do to the top, you also want to do to the bottom. And I'm just going to kind of open this up and put it down here so it, and let them mingle together. Stick that in there, and then I'm going to kind of lift these up. So we got a mixture of, come on. Okay, maybe it wasn't such a good idea to use these dangling, whatever they are. I don't know what kind of greenery it is. But they just want to stick to everything. Okay, so I'm going to add a couple more. Again, just forming my wreath. That is way too long. Cut some of that off. I'm going to put this over here, right in here. It's really hard for me to do this laying down on the table. Usually I have it up on a stand and it's much easier to see what you're working with. But for the sake of this video, I kind of wanted it laying on the table so y'all can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to go in here. This is what we have so far. And now I'm going to fill in a little bit on the side here. So I'm going to take my shorter ones that I have, and I'm going to put these on the side. Just to give it that rounded look. And I'm going to point this one downwards. And then once I get it in, I can bend it to whatever position I want. go. I'm just gonna bend it. I'm gonna lift some of these up to let them mingle together. Where's that other one here? I want to bring this one forward. Okay, I'm gonna put another one right in here because you see I have a gap there. So I'm gonna add another small leaf here. Just to fill in that, to kind of keep it rounded. Okay. There we have, so this is what I'm going with as far as the shape of it. So now we can go in and add, I'm gonna have to stand because I cannot see very well from sitting down looking at it. So okay. So that is all the fern that I want to use on that, because I don't want it, I'm not going really for a tropical look. Like I said, I want it more boho, but that will be okay. This will tie in just fine. So let me look at my supplies over here that I have. I have these beautiful antique-ish, they kind of look vintage peonies that I'm going to be adding. And then this, I have no idea what it is. Honey locust. I'm going to add some of these in. I like to have different textures. I don't put, when you're doing any kind of wreath really, I like to have different greenery, different patterns on ribbons. It just gives it a more textured, it has more depth. It just, it's my preference. Again, I always say it's whatever you think looks good. And that just happens to be what I think looks good. So I think it's time for some new wire cutters. And so I'm just going to pop these in wherever I feel like there's big gaps. And I know, since I'm kind of move my stuff over so I'm not getting out of frame. So I know I'm kind of bare on top as far as this greenery goes, so I'm going to add more to the top than I will be the bottom. we are just going to go around and fill in any gaps and large open space. That one. Let's come forward. Okay, so I'm, like I said, just filling in here and there. A little bit of everywhere. Come up here. So I'm coming out there. Need to fill in right around in here. And I don't want to forget the inside, so when you're working your wreaths, don't forget you have the inside to do as well. I'm just pushing these up so it gives me a little bit more stem to work with. I do like, I like them to kind of pop out and not be so flat to the wreath. Okay, I'm going to come downwards with it. Find a spot in there. A glue stick here. Uh-oh, I just dripped glue on my plants. This is, so where I'm going to put the bow is right in this area. So from this point up, I'm having all the greenery going out that way. From this point where I'm going to put the bow down, everything flows downwards. You don't, it'll look weird if you have everything flowing upwards and you just stick a bow in the middle of it. You want it to have that separation. So that's why I'm pointing them in different directions. Ready there. Okay, push up, there we go. I'm just gonna add maybe a couple more of these. Put it that way. Probably gonna put another one on that side. Well, I only have 2 left, so I might as well use them both. I don't want to save a whole branch with just one on it, so let's use them all. I'm gonna come in there with it. See, just go wherever you're seeing those open spots to give you that whatever shape you want. Some people want them straight up and down. I like a more curved look to my grapevines, so I am just putting them where I need to achieve that look. But you also, at the same time, in doing that, you also want to make sure it looks balanced. I'm going to put another one up here because it's still thin. It's still thinner on top than it is at the bottom because I have that extra greenery coming out the bottom. So I do want to come in and add some more. And before I forget, I want to get that glue off. There it is. I don't want to leave gobs of glue on it. Okay, now I'm going to come in with a little bit of eucalyptus because to me, eucalyptus is very boho-ish. I think it is anyways. It reminds me of boho. So I'm going to make sure this is cut on an angle so I can poke it in there. And I'm going to start right down in here. This one was so hard to cut. Oh, yeah. Way too hard. I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to stick the whole thing in there, and I'm going to bring it down here at the very bottom. No, I don't like that one there. Let's cut it off. It was too much of a gap. Just gonna have it poking through the back. I am gonna add more though, it needs more. This one will probably work. And I think I'm gonna go right up next to it. There, so now it looks like we have a full branch. Okay, let's keep going and add some more. I am going to have one coming out this way. Just filling in all the areas that need some filling in. This is what we have so far. It's already looking very full. So I may not go a whole lot more and just go ahead and start with the florals and feathers and all the pretty stuff that I have that I'm planning on putting in it. I'm gonna come up here because it is still thin up there. Nice. I am liking it. Get another good piece here. Let's see, where are my eyes taking me? They are taking me to this outer part right here, because I don't have a whole lot going on there. It needs a little bit of contrast, so I'm going to have, yep, right in there. There we go. Now I'm going to come to the inside and maybe one right in here. Oh, am I going to be able to cut this? Oh yes, I got it. I thought I was going to have to fight with it. Okay. Okay, this one I am going right in here, right in the middle of all this greenery. I am liking it. I am liking it. I'm going to do some more. I'm going to go on the underneath side of this bottom because we have some gaps and I don't like that piece. I want a full piece. Right here. Cut both of these off and let's go right in here where we have some gappage in between those dangly pieces. I'm going to go a twofer. I'm going to put them both in at the same time. Let's see if I can get them in. Oh yeah. So we just have them peeking out. They are peeking out. Where did I put them? Right here. And we're going to have florals and other stuff. Feathers. That's my main thing that I wanted to do. That's where the boho stuff is coming in. I have feathers and pampas grass that I want to add in. That was the whole purpose of me doing this grapevine wreath. So I'm going to go right up in there. Right, yeah. Just gauging it to where I want the pampas grass to, where I want it to kind of stop at. So I'm making sure I come down far enough to have it still to where it's going with the flow of the wreath. These two are together. Oh, I have 3 of them. Oh, I don't think I want to do all 3 together. So let's do this one. Like that. And I'm going to bring these down to the bottom. And I'm just opening my greenery up a little bit to see where I have a spot to put them in. And see exactly how far I want them to hang down. I think, yeah, like that is a good spot for them. Right in here. You on top. Okay, let me take a look. Okay, so far so good. I need more at the top. I'm going to bring this kind of over to the side a little bit and have it coming up there. Let me cut this a little bit shorter. Okay, lovely. I'm going to do one more at the top, just so it's balanced. I have 3 down here. Let's see. I think I want one more at the top. So let's just add another one in there. This actually has 2 on the one stem, so I'm gonna bring it in. I think I'm gonna bring it in. Do I want to separate them? I might want to separate them and do one right in there. Or no. Yep. I want it coming off the side a little bit. So I am going to find a spot for it right down here and have it kind of coming out the side a little bit. If I can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Okay, I don't want it sticking out too far. Now, I'm going to have to play with this a little bit more because, there we go, there we go. I didn't like the way it was sitting, so I just rearranged one of the leaves. Now let's see, do I want to add another one? I think... you know what? I'm gonna save it because I'm not sure yet. I want to add some more stuff. I want to add some more florals and things to see if I want to add more of the grass. This is what we have at the moment. Don't worry if it looks funny because we're not done. We have more. And before we get any further, I am going to go ahead and add my bow, okay? I don't want to have everything placed before I put my bow in. So we're gonna make the bow. Did I bring my scissors over here? Yes, I did. We are gonna make a bow and put that in place, and then that'll give me a better idea of where exactly to add the rest of the stuff. I have a few ribbons picked out. Oh, grapevines are very, very messy. I need to buy a little table vacuum. A little mini vacuum so I can clean up the table after myself. I'm not positive on which ribbons I'm going to use just yet. I have this bling bling that I might want to add to it. Or I may want to go more like a turquoise to bring out the turquoise color in the flowers. I'm not sure yet. I may end up doing that. But I do want to throw the white in there. I want a pop of not dark. So I want it to be a little bit lighter. So I'm going to start with This is going to be my top ribbon that you're gonna see right on top. And I'm just looking to decide on how big I want my loop. Hold it up to your wreath, and I think I'm gonna go a little bit smaller because I'm gonna have other ribbons that are gonna sit behind this loop that are gonna be bigger. So let's twist, bring that up, measure your loops, gather it in the back, twist, cut it off. Next, I am gonna do the white. Thought about doing yellow because I do have the yellow in there, but this doesn't really look boho-ish, but you know what? That's okay. We're gonna do boho with a touch of glam, okay? How about that? We'll just do that. Pinching it and bringing this loop out further than that first one. Twisting it, another loop, so it's bigger than that, not that big. Bigger than that first loop. You can bring it forward. That one's a little bit bigger, so. Okay, twist in the back, cut your tail. I'm leaving long tails because I like to have it flowing through the wreath downwards. So that is what I am doing with the long tails. Looking to see if this is directional. I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters, but let's gather it in the back, bring that loop around, making this loop larger than the other two, twist, and making a loop on this side larger than the other one. And I'm just kind of eyeballing this to see that they're both about the same size. They don't have to be exact, but you want it kind of close. Twisting it so the peacock ribbon shows. Give it a cut. I'm going to take my zip tie, go around all the ribbon. Then I'm going to put my pipe cleaner through the back, because this is what I'm going to use to attach it to the grapevine. I'm just going to tighten that. Oh, pulled it too hard. This loop was a little bigger, actually a lot bigger than the other one, so I wanted to adjust that. Here, fluff that. here we have just a simple little bow. Nothing extravagant. Cut the back of that pipe cleaner off. Don't need it no more. And here is where I'm going to use my pipe cleaners and just find a spot through the grapevine. Find a spot that doesn't have a bunch of glue. Feed it through the back. On that side, through the back. On this side. Sometimes it's not very easy. That's another reason why I like to get the bow in there too before I get everything put into it, because if it's too packed, you're not going to be able to get this pipe cleaner all the way through to the back, because there's so much glue and flowers and all that stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna tighten this real quick. Okay. I want that to go that way. You want to bring some of that greenery up towards the bow. I'm going to fold this back. Just give it a couple of folds. I'm going to cut this one on an angle, this one on an angle, and just let them kind of flow downwards. So this is what we have at the moment. I don't know how well you all can see or if I'm even holding it correctly. I think it's more like that is how it's gonna hang somewhat. Anyways, I may put another pampas grass on the inside, or some of these. Did it stop? Nope, it didn't stop. Okay, it's not stopping. Why? Taking a break. Sorry. Sorry, friends. I thought I was recording. I thought I was recording and I had started putting some flowers in. I am so sorry. I looked up and my phone, the screen went black and I was like, what happened? So I just added, I had 2 of these yellow flowers. I added one at the top of the bow, one at the bottom, and then I have these darker blue peonies that I'm gonna add. I only have 3 of that color, so I'm adding one at the top. I'm gonna add one over here to the side, and I'm gonna add one down here at the bottom. You wanna make sure they're balanced out. So, I'm going to open it up, find a spot, make sure my stem is the right length, which it's a little long, so I'm cutting it down a little bit. And it is so hard to do this on the table. Ooh, okay. There, and I think I want the other one to be down here. If I can find a couple more that are this color, I would love to add a couple more in. But doesn't look like I have any. So I like that. We have the 3. And then I'm going to go in with a couple of the lighter blue. We have lighter blue in the peacock ribbon. So I want the contrast, I want the different shades. And I only have 2 of these, so I'm gonna put one, I think, down here next to this yellow flower, and then one kind of diagonally across from it up here towards the top. Find that spot. Get it into the grapevine. Okay. Go up here to the top. Get this in. let me take another look at this. Let me take another look. I might want, hold on. Oh. I think I am going to add another light blue back there, but this smaller one I do want over there. But I do have a bigger one. Let's see. I'm going to need that for the back side. But for now, this I'm going to put in up here. Right there. And then this one, I'm going to balance it out with that third flower right back in here. Right in there. Yes. Right in there. Okay. This is what we have. See if you guys can see that okay. This is what we have so far, and I'm almost done because the greenery really filled it in nicely. So I wanted more boho. So let's get it to look more boho-ish. Let's see, where's my stuff? Let's throw some of this in there. Let me see, do I want a full one? I think so. Okay. I'm just kind of separating these. They've been sitting in my stash for over a year, so they got a little bit flat. Just a little bit. They're not supposed to be all the way spread open. But I think I definitely want to come in on the inside and lighten this area up. Oh, several of the areas we're going to lighten up because there's a lot of dark blue. So I want to lighten up, give it that contrast. Let me see, make sure I have a spot there to put it in. I do. Lovely, lovely, lovely. mount another one right over here. And I'm going to put another one. Let's see. I want it up here. I think I want it up there. The other one is going to go down in here. So I'm not actually sticking it in the grapevine right now. Right now I'm just looking to make sure placement is where I want it. Let's see here. You gotta play with it sometimes. You gotta play with it and make sure it's gonna look all balanced out. I do wish I had a third or a fourth one to come out from this side, but I don't. So we might balance it out with some of these. But I do know this inner part needs something in there. Okay. Let's see if I can find that spot I had it. Make sure I have the spot for that one. And we're almost done, folks. We are almost done. Sometimes when you get a lot of stuff going on, you kind of have to feel your way through it. Friends, excuse me, I apologize. I'm having technical issues, so recording, I think I'm recording, but it's not recording, and when I look up, the phone is going blank, going black on me. I don't know what's happening, but I apologize for the technical difficulties. So you missed a couple of steps. During the time that I thought I was recording, I added some ostrich feathers that I picked up off of Amazon. I added some peacock feathers just up around the outer border that I needed to fill in some areas. So I did that. I added some of the florals, which you caught a little bit of that, but you didn't get to see me finishing up. But I do have about 5 more flowers that I want to add to finish it up, and then put the sign on. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the sign on, and I'll take pictures and see how it looks. So let's just finish up here. Again, I apologize. I'm sorry that the video kind of cut off and you missed a couple of things, but let's just go ahead and get it finished up. Let's attach the sign first. So I have some floral wire. I think it's just like picked up from Michael's, I believe. It's 24 gauge floral wire. I poked holes with my jewelry hole punch. So I'm just going to put the floral wire in, bring it through the back, and I'm going to pull it tight, cross it over, and I'm going to twist it. Let's see, which way am I going here? And I'm going to twist the whole sign to get it nice and tight on there. Same thing to the top. Give it a twist, and I'm just grabbing it as tight as I can and then twisting. And I'm going to stick this floral wire right through the grapevine. Just finding a spot in here that I can get the wires to go through. Well, I don't like where you're going there, buddy. There we go. That side and that side. Don't pull it too tight to where you're bending your sign, but get it snug so it's not gonna fall down on you. I'm just gonna twist it a couple of times and then do the top. I'm just poking the wire through all the way to the back side, and what I will do is I will twist it nice and snug on the back side, and then I will take some needle nose pliers and come on, get in there, and I will twist with the needle nose pliers. I'll twist the ends back into the grapevine so they're not sticking out. Okay, this is what we have so far, and all I'm going to do now is just add in some of these lighter colored flowers because I still feel like there's a lot of dark blue in the design. So I just want to add a few of those in, and I had already kind of placed one over here because I know for sure that I need one right there. Okay, and I know I need a couple up here. Let me see here. I know I wanted one right in here because there was kind of some openness. So I'm going to put one right in there. Yes, yes, yes. Get these glue strings off, and I want one up here at the top. I'm just sprinkling them around to give it a little bit of pop of these. They're not white, they're kind of like a cream daisy flower. Okay, up there. Let me hold it up. It's so hard to tell when it's laying down. I think it needed one right in here. Yes, there's a lot of darkness in here, so I'm gonna add one if I can find a spot right there. There we go. And the last one, I'm gonna put right up in here, because again, there's a lot of dark flowers and greenery and stuff right there. So I'm just gonna break it up a little bit with this lighter flower. And that is it. That's all I'm gonna do. So this is what we ended up with. So my sign, you know, I wasn't sure if I was going to use it because it didn't really go. I wasn't getting boho vibes from it, but you know, the wreath didn't turn out as boho as I wanted it to. But that's okay. I'm still happy with the way it came out. We have some feathers and things in it that I'm happy with. So thank you for joining me. Again, I'm sorry about the technical issues that I was having, but I thank you. And if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And I will see you next time. Have a blessed day, everybody.